I made a chocolate chip batter and the pancakes turned out so fluffy. I haven't had waffles in so long. These are so good. This summer is the first summer that I'm spending at this apartment, and I really want to do a little apartment makeover. And the first thing I'm working on is a shoe rack to organize my shoes right around the doorway. I got these acrylic pieces weeks ago, and today I finally have the chance to get it laser cut. So my shoe rack is basically gonna look like this. I'm gonna curve out the edges and then have like this little design on the side pieces. If you guys can see, this is what my AI file looks like. And then this is going to be a napkin holder cut on this black acrylic. I'm a bit scared. It's okay. Okay, that scared me, but I got such a clean cut.
I can't figure out how it all comes down, how it all comes down. And when we all found out, we ran to your house, we ran to your house.
Laser cutting took so long today, and I didn't end up getting to cut everything because the bigger laser cutter was broken. So I only ended up cutting 3 things, and that already took an hour and a half. I would never be able to cook like this if I actually had classes going on. This just takes up too much time. After I ate dinner, I ended the night by gluing my shoe rack pieces together, and by the morning it was all ready to go, and this is how my shoe rack turned out. This week I had planned on going to school for like the whole week just because it's kind of like a default for me, I guess. But I actually don't really need to, and I don't really want to. So instead, I think I'm gonna head to a cafe today to do some sketching on my iPad and start coming up with some new designs that I can start pattern drafting and start sewing up some new things. I want to make some pants, and I'm looking through my fabric stash right now because I want to like use fabric to inspire my design instead of first drawing up a design and then going to buy fabric for it, because I already have so much fabric that I need to use before I go out and buy more. If you guys watched my wearing things I made for a week video, you know that I made a pair of pants from this fabric, and I wasn't sure about it at first, but then I ended up really loving it. So I think I'm going to make another pair of pants with that pattern, possibly make a few modifications to it. I have so much fabric, but I'm not feeling inspired by any of them. I headed out to this bookstore cafe that I found, and just look at this wall of books. It's a lot, but believe it or not, it's quite small compared to some other bookstores in the city. Anyway, there happened to be an event today, so the cafe area was closed off, and so I decided to head off to another cafe, and then a random guy started following me but left when I went inside the shop. I think I literally saved myself by going to get this latte. Still, I didn't want to stay around the area, so once again I had to improvise and headed to a park, which happened to be the best thing ever because it was so nice and beautiful there, and this cute corgi sat in front of me and provided me with the greatest amount of serotonin. I must have sat there staring at it for like 20 minutes.
Gave it all you had until your dying breath. Love's with all.
I was gonna start patterning yesterday, but when I was sketching, I really want to make one of those parachute pants, like those super baggy cargo type pants that are really trendy right now, but I just don't have the right type of fabric I need for those pants, so I held off a bit, and then I remembered that I had this fabric laying around that I really wanted to make a jacket out of. And it's not enough to make like a full jacket with sleeves and everything, so I thought I would turn it into a little cropped vest type of jacket. Oh yes, I will work on drafting a pattern for this first, and then in a little bit head to the fabric store to get some fabric for the pants. The amateur me would use a measuring tape and take measurements of my body to draft a pattern, but I'm gonna put that fashion school knowledge to use and use a block today. I started off tracing the blocks and then made some adjustments to the neckline and armholes based on my design. Personally, I love the raw sounds of when I'm working, like the pencil to paper or when I'm cutting with scissors. I just find it so satisfying. After tracing my vest pattern on fabric, I headed to the fabric store and fell in love with these iridescent fabrics. I've been more bold with my style lately, picking these types of colors, and I don't know why, but I just felt very drawn to them, and I think they're quite suitable for the type of pants that I want to make. And then I went home and drafted up the pant pattern, cut it out on my fabric, and sewed it up.
Time on me. At least that's what I try to say. Don't waste your time on me. But it still happens every Saturday. Don't waste your time on me.
This is how the pant is looking like so far. I think because right now I only have a drawstring for the waist, I think I'm actually gonna add like an elastic band inside also. And then I have to add drawstrings to the hem of the pants so that I can tie it and like bubble up the hem. I think I'm gonna add side pockets and then a back pocket over here. So far though, I am really liking the pant. Although it's not finished, I took the pants out for a test run, and here I am trying to get an outfit shot and almost twisting my ankle, then promptly running away from embarrassment.
At home, I'ma get going for myself. Get going for no one else. Ooh, yeah, I heard you were trouble. Spent a few weeks in the bubble. Had a triple double. Woo, I guess I'ma find out. I'm not a hooper, I'm a shooter in your mind now.
This is the napkin holder. Turned out better than I thought it would. Just did like a little design with my initials and then a plum. Wow.
All the flowers in my garden never looked as bright as this. Like a happy child, I watched them grow out of only seeds. Butterflies down my stomach when I think of you and me. It is funny how a lot can change when you learn how to breathe. Look at my eyes.